press your luck style games, board games specifically, and card games and our dice games, which we'll get into in a minute. This is the semifinals. We have just knocked out Mystic Veil, Grizzled Abyss, and Pandemic the Cure, the lowest seeds of all of them, actually. So this is following the seeding pretty well, and we're being pretty fair about it. Right now, it's going to be Clank versus King of Tokyo in the semifinals. Which one
And
would you
Quacks
like to
and
take?
Quedlinburg versus Raw as well.
Oh, yep, Quacks and Quedlinburg versus Raw, which we'll be talking about very soon.
Yep.
So which one would you like to take for this one?
Since you hate it, I'll take King of Tokyo.
Okay, I'll do Clank.
Actually, I should make you debate King of Tokyo even though you hate it.
It's not going to be a solid argument. No, no. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean I don't see the value of it. It's. I get why people like it. I understand. It just doesn't hit the cylinders for me, and I can't explain why. I own it. It's somewhere around here, but my son loves it. Everyone else in my family likes it. It's okay. So Clank.
Again, I told you in the last part. It's because you're wrong, Danny.
Okay, so Clank. Let's
You're
talk about.
to your wrong opinion.
Uh-huh. Clank is a better push your luck game though, because it is the group push your luck that you see in a lot of the good games, and we're talking specifically with the clarified rules, like the fixes that they've done. It could be the base game, but I do want to clarify that aspect of it, where Clank, the group is trying to go down to the dungeon as far as they can to get the most valuable total amounts of points by getting these artifacts that are incredibly more valuable the farther down you go. And then, once one person wakes up the dragon, then all hell breaks loose, and then you have to get back to the top quicker than everybody else. And then whoever gets there quickest gets the most points, whoever delves the deepest gets the most points, and whoever survives the best gains points as well, because as you're playing the game, you're adding what's called the clank to your bag. So not only are you doing a push your luck game as far as what tokens are being added to the communal pool, you're also pressing your luck on how much clank you want to add to the bag and diluting it, making it more loud effectively. And you're also pressing your luck to see how far down you delve. So that's a triple whammy. You have multiple styles of press your luck, and I'm not even talking the deck building part of it, that you might encounter as you're playing the game. When that event happens where the dragon wakes up and everybody's skirmishing back up to the top, you have to hope that you have the best deck built and hope that you're making the least amount of noise to trigger that. It's a really cool aspect of it. As far as the specific push your luck aspects of it, it has 3 times as many push your luck elements than King of Tokyo. So that's why I think Clank should go on.
Well, you're wrong, but that's beside the
let
point.
follow it up. Let's see.
All right, so with King of Tokyo, for me, I think it's the better of the push your luck style game. Better out of these 2 games. If I had me personally, if I had to choose between the 2, I'd choose King of Tokyo, just because there's more fun to have in King of Tokyo. Though, don't get me wrong, I really do want to try Clank Legacy. I think that's going to be a really good.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I think it, especially because of the acquisition, what is it? Acquisition acquired or
acquisitions, incorporated.
Yeah, so I think that's an interesting, because it's a board game based off Dungeons and Dragons Penny Arcade podcast charity thing that they do, making it Clank. It to me, it sounds funny, it sounds hilarious, and I think the comedy in it would be awesome. And the thing is, the comedy's there in Clank too itself, in the push your luck aspect. The only problem is that with Clank, for me, when I played it, yeah, you're talking about the redefined rules, but when I played it in the base game itself, before those rules, was someone would delve in, grab one treasure, and get out, and they would win. Basically, they had to fix those rules because of that, and to me, that was a big issue for Clank. And don't get me wrong, Clank's a fine game, but with King of Tokyo, you're still having all that push your luck and that fun. Do I stay in here? Do I drop out? Do I jump back in there? Is this the time for me to get in there and try to get my points since I'm so close to winning? To me, that's a good aspect. And two, it's like, do I just fight? Do I brawl? Do I be the last kaiju standing? Do I push that luck to try to hit everybody and become that guy that wins just because I'm the last one standing? There are meaningful choices in King of Tokyo when it comes to that aspect. You have the mechanism to push your luck. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You only have 3 limited rolls, but I think it's still push your luck because you got to decide, do I want to keep rolling to get more fists? Do I want to try to get the 6 different unique dice faces when it comes to this card for me to basically the win it all card, I guess you could say? Do I do this where I become the pop diva? Do I decide how I want to use my dice in which way? And that's a meaningful choice to me because you can go in there to attack and get Tokyo, or you can re-roll those claws that help you try to get power. This way you can buy some cards that would help mitigate some of the damage you take, or some of the power-ups if you're using the expansion. If you want to go with the fact that you can use the refined rules of Clank, then I can use the power-up expansions. And do I want to get these abilities to help me win the game or to upgrade my character, give me more of a meaningful choice there, especially with that power-up. The tension's there, honestly. For me, the big thing of King of Tokyo is the tension in there. Is like, do I stay? Do I go? Do I hit? Which means I have to go into Tokyo now. Can I take the damage if I do go into Tokyo, or do I have to re-roll these claws because I don't want to go into Tokyo yet? I'm not ready for it. I need to build myself up. Art production on both of these games, for me, is a wash. They're both really, really good. And for me, King of Tokyo, for such a small footprint that this game has, just the King of Tokyo part of it. What the heck just happened to my light? Hold on real quick. There you go. My light, it just kind of flashed a little bit. So
Yeah, I saw that. That was weird. You're being
yeah.
abducted by a UFO all of a sudden, and I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I think it's because the sun came out and we have like those reflective windows, those
Gotcha.
weird windows. But yeah, um, for me, that art production is a wash, especially like I was saying with King of Tokyo having such a small footprint. It's a very tiny board.
Yep.
And it's little standees and the dice. I honestly, for me personally, the dice are beautiful. They're engraved and they're different because you got your claws. Your numbers aren't pips; it's actual numbers per se. It's 1, 2, 3.
Right.
You got your lightning bolts on there as well, and they're colorful. You got, I think it's the black dice or the base dice for everybody to use, but you can also get extra dice,
green dice.
Green dice,
Yep.
yeah. And then the ease of play, honestly, for me personally, I think the ease of play goes to King of Tokyo.
Yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, let's get that out of the way. That's definitely that definitely goes to King of Tokyo. As far as the mechanisms go, I mean, I would say tension is also a wash because they both do have that level of tension because of the push your luck, but they are different ways, of course.
To me, for me personally, with Clank, it's the redefined rules that make the tension better.
Right.
In the original game, the tension was, I better get to this treasure for I can get out of there before for Billy over here doesn't do it, because then it's a race to see who gets out first.
Right. But here's also the thing with that. Before people started pointing that out, a lot of people were playing by the intent of the design and still pushing your luck, and nobody noticed it until like a couple of reviewers started pointing out. It's like, oh yeah, it's broken because like I've won every time using the strategy of just getting the first artifact
and
out.
Clank, it was the get in, get out before reviewers hit it.
Really, was it? Yeah, see, mine, like, I was playing it by its original intent. I tried delving as far as I thought I could safely go and then going back up.
I was trying to delve further, but someone grabbed the treasure and got the heck out of there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
But that's a better treasure that I'm trying to get to.
Right, because that's the thing. The intent of the original design was to be full of tension, and that was really what made it. Is if everybody agreed, like, look, we're not going to do the grab and dash, like, then you're still going to feel that a level of tension. So I think the only fair way to do it is they both have a level of tension felt in different ways. So I think we can call it a wash. As far as the mechanisms go, or let's say meaningful choices. Meaningful choices, yes, you decide which dice you pick on King of Tokyo, but the deck building, what path you do, there's power-ups,
there's some meaningful Yeah, they're meaningful, but it's not just the dice that you're picking in King of Tokyo that's the meaningful choices. Do I go into Tokyo? Do I re-roll the dice that I need to do? Do I buy this card,
Right.
or do I wait till the thing gets washed and see what comes up? Do I buy this power up, or do I buy this power up? There's a lot of meaningful choices in King of Tokyo that you're underselling.
Yeah, true, but I still think that there's more in Clank, and that's because in King of Tokyo, like, you roll the 5 dice, like, okay, I'll pick these, I'll pick those. You're trying to get the best situation, which is
So
fine, that's a
my
choice.
issue with the meaningful choices here, because you're arguing against the dice, but the deck building's the same. It's
No, I'm not
based
arguing
on the
against the chance of the dice. No. I'm arguing that that's all there is. Where in Clank,